everyone, welcome back to Through the Lens, Discovering the Life of Birds. I'm Nora Mullins, so let's get started. Today we're going to be talking about the tufted titmouse. So they're very picturesque birds. Here's a photo of one and how to identify it. The tufted titmouse gets its name from its tall crest or tuft, and they're silvery above, white below. They have a pretty thick neck with a pointed crest again, or tuft, black patch above the beak, and reddish under the wing. Tufted titmice live in deciduous woodlands, parks, suburbs. If they aren't in your backyard, you might want to check out the Greensboro Bog Garden. Of course, because that's what I always say mostly. And the diet, they eat mostly seeds and insects. They love caterpillars. And you can attract them to your backyard easily by putting out sunflower seed in a tube feeder, suet, and bird balls, which you'll see in a minute. So they're pretty easy to attract to your backyard. You can just look around. There's probably one within a couple hundred feet of me. In fall and winter, they'll gather the bird seed one at a time from the backyard feeder, and then they'll store it up to 100 feet away from the bird feeder. So if the bird feeder is here, they can store it anywhere in the 100 feet area. So if you have a feeder and you have titmice, there's probably a lot of seeds somewhere tucked up inside of the trees. And they're year-round in North Carolina. The noise they make is a non-stop, basically non-stop singing of Peter, Peter, Peter. Here's two versions of their song. It can be variable. That was one variation. Here's another variation. The other noise they make is a fussy scolding. So I'll be like, so those are the noises it makes. And okay, next subject is a much debated topic between backyard birders. Is the plural for titmouse titmice or titmouses? I don't think there's really one correct answer. Both of them are acceptable. So I usually use titmice. So the word titmouse does not have any connection to the rodent. The second syllable, mouse, is based on the Old English word mace, which means small bird. So mace eventually became mouse. So it used to be titmace, now it's titmouse. The word tit means little, so basically means little, small bird. So I guess titmouses is a little more correct than titmice, but I think titmice sounds better than titmouses. Alright, now you're going to learn how to make a simple backyard treat, well, fairly simple, called bird balls. But before you do, watch this quick video of a tufted titmouse. So here's a titmouse. So you can see the crest on their head. Oh, just took off. That's the noise they make when they're not. Nah, I think that's an alarm call. There's the titmouse. In winter, they usually travel in mixed flocks with chickadees and other kinds of birds. So, let me cut that out. In winter, they usually travel with mixed flocks, chickadees, yeah. So what you need to make bird balls is 1 cup of oats, 2 cups of peanut butter, any kind of peanut butter, 2 cups of birdseed, 1 cup of flour, half a cup of cornmeal, and 1 to 2 cups of breadcrumbs, and 1 suet cake. So it could be, the suet just needs to be fat or lard based. And you can use lard instead of suet. So that's what you need to start measuring out your ingredients. The first thing you want to do is melt the suet on low heat in a pan. Your suet already has birdseed in it, don't worry about that. So you just kind of wait for it to start melting. And once it melts, you're going to add in the rest of the ingredients. I actually ended up using less than a cup of breadcrumbs because I don't think you need that much. And a third of a cup of cornmeal because it might get a little too, might not stick together as well. And I forgot to mention this. You'll also either need a third of a cup of honey or a third of a cup of corn syrup. And you probably will need to add more. Maybe you'll need to add more later because this is just for stickiness. That actually seems like a lot, so I'm going to try half of a third. Now that the suet is all melted, lower the heat a little. Okay. And start adding in all the other ingredients. Now that your mixture, make sure your mixture is cooled. And you might need a little extra corn syrup or flour depending on how sticky it is. Flour your feet. And then the flour so it doesn't stick. And then you can mold it into whatever shape you want. Yeah, there we go. See, so this one is a ball. Here are the finished bird balls, and you can freeze them in a Ziploc bag for a while, up to 2 or 3 months. Okay, so experiment as much as you want. If it's too sticky, add more flour or oats. And if it's too dry, add more corn syrup. And then start molding. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened here. I think it's just sticking to my hands because I don't know why. So, hold on a second. I should flour my hands. Oh, that was a good idea. Now this thing is almost dead. Thanks for watching Through the Lens, Discovering the Life of Birds. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and be sure to visit our website, birdbuddiesgso.com. See you next time.